It's all the brainwashing. I mean, from the moment we first arrived on this planet, all of the conditioning, you were first brainwashed with all the negativity and disempowering beliefs. And if that's the case, then you can very easily re-brainwash yourself, train yourself towards success. You see, research has shown that from the age of 0 to 7 years old, during that time, as a child, we are put into what we call a theta brainwave naturally as kids. And that's why kids are so fast at learning new things. Like if you were to learn the piano from scratch at your age compared to a kid would learn it so much faster. That is because of the theta brainwave. And there is a way to actually get yourself into that brainwave so that you can learn things equally as fast or unlearn and relearn. The theta is the middle ground between the conscious and the unconscious. So if we look at it like this, it's almost like, let's say for example, just before you fall asleep, right? Those moments where you're starting to drift off and you're not quite gone, but you're not quite here. You are no longer thinking. The moment your mind isn't consumed, guess what happens? It absorbs everything like a sponge. So actually, before bed is a very good time to do these brainwashing activities, or these the cognitive reframing, or the changing the mindset. There's many rituals I'll encourage, especially before bed. The first ritual has to be a do not. So I think that people should not be scrolling on their mobile phones, social media, working on technology, because there's too much information and our brains start absorbing everything like a sponge. Therefore, while we are in sleep, we are also still unconsciously thinking and still vibrating at certain frequencies through a dream, and therefore manifesting even while we sleep. So I think a very important thing is just before bed to stay off technology. Well, we can look at it like this, because I believe there's two parts to it. So let's say, for example, if you have some negative beliefs or some disempowering thoughts right now that go on unconsciously, you're wanting to reprogram that mind. Well, the two parts is, first of all, you need to know how to empty the mind. And then once the mind is empty and it's clear, it's almost like having a fresh sheet. You can rewrite the programming any way you like. So the second part will be then download. I think it's slightly different, the two parts, because the first part of it, when you're clearing the mind, you want to consciously clear the mind. When you consciously practice something using things like cognitive reframing, we can reframe a situation by detaching the emotion that is linked to the fear or doubt, and then reattaching or attaching a opposite belief system, an opposite emotion behind that thing. For example, some people can have some limiting beliefs and doubts and fears around a certain situation, but that may be because somewhere in their life they've experienced something that's bad or traumatic or negative before. So the first protocol is being able to consciously take your mind there, revisit the situation, visualize it, while detaching the negative emotion and attaching a positive emotion towards it. I mean, everything is perspective. It's trying to find something that's pleasure attachment in terms of pain attachment to that given situation. And obviously, when we do things like that, sometimes there's sensitive issues. But it's about moving the sensitivity out of the equation, and therefore you are no longer emotionally attached, and then it will decouple that link in the subconscious mind. Everything is perspective. You know, I always tell people, I say, if you take your finger and you just move it in an anti-clockwise motion, if you did that now, in an anti-clockwise motion, and you keep that circle going in anti-clockwise, and then you move the finger up, and then now you look at the finger, what is it moving in? Anti-clockwise, or is it a clockwise motion? Right? You'll find that it's now moving in a clockwise motion. What happened? Perspective. Your perspective of it changed. It's the same emotion. And it's the same thing. You will have people in this world who can lose all of their limbs and still find a way to be happy and positive and even empower the world. But you'll have other people who are only thinking negative about the situation. Once that is achieved, the final part of it is about re-uploading the data. It's about receiving a new download. While you can do things like affirmations, incantations, and things like that, I suggest that the best time, as we said before, was to do it before bed. To be able to set those strong affirmations, those incantations, those intentions with strong emotions to back it up, because that's what creates the strong roots in the subconscious mind with the empowering beliefs. Be able to do that just before you sleep, and possibly the first thing you do when you wake up, because your mind is empty at that point. So you get to fill it with positive emotions, and it kickstarts the day, and you'll start to see, because your mind creates reality. So you start to see that naturally. Miracles start manifesting before your very eyes without even trying so hard anymore.